Okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try and scrapbook live. Sorry, I was just moving some stuff out of the way so it's not on my desk. Oh, I just realized I actually forgot to grab something. Let me just grab it. It's right behind me here. Grab these. Okay. I just needed to grab some stickers and I forgot to grab them before I started the filming. So, oh, I also forgot to grab pictures. Oh my goodness. I even meant to do that. And then I forgot. Okay. I have some Disney photos here. Actually, I also have some Italy photos, but they are not. Ugh. Okay. Here are some Disney photos. Yeah, I think I'll use some of these guys. I'll just use those three. It's fine. There are going to be more photos with, sorry, from the lodge in my album anyways. So today I'm going to be using Creative Memories products. I've already done my cutting and my punching off screen just because it takes so long and it's noisy. I'm using the Mirrored Scallop border maker punch. So it comes, maybe, there you go. They come like this, and then you need this adapter piece to make it work, and it just slides in. And you use this with this to punch. But I'm just setting that aside. I also used my trimmer with the Wave Edge blade, the decorative blade. And today I was planning on using, like, making vertical borders, but I pulled out landscape photos because that's apparently what I had. So I'm going to make more horizontal borders, which I tried making this layout yesterday and it was also horizontal. I'm just making sure you can see me, everything there. So this border is really quite simple. You need a strip of paper which measures, let me write it down for you. The base is 2 inches. And then this piece, the contrasting color, so I'm going to call it contrast, is 1 inch, but that includes the, like, you cut the deckled edge and then you turn the paper and you cut another deckled edge so that they line up. So you cut it one side, you have to cut off to get the edging, and then from that you measure the 1 inch. And then I have 2, oh, you know what? I was actually supposed to cut 4 of these and I only cut 2. So we're gonna punch another one of the, another 2 of those on camera. So 4 borders. And then 1 12 by 12 paper as base. And 3 4 by 6 photos. So I will leave that there. And I will grab my paperback and my border punch system and we will punch together. Now this paper that I chose, this green paper, it doesn't want to sit in my trimmer, like my guide, very well. I'm not really sure why. I've never had this happen before. I'm just going to move these out of the way so I don't accidentally tear them and have to start all over again. So for this, you slide the paper in the opening. It locks into place with the teeth, and then you punch, slide it down, and punch, 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 and punch. So there are 6 little notches that your trimmer, your punch fits into, and you just keep moving it down the line until you are finished. And then to start again, you open up the guide, and the strip, there's a magnet here that holds the paper in place. Put the paper back in, make sure it's in there nice and snug, close the magnet, close the guide, and start again. So I mean, it doesn't take very long. I was just going to do it off camera so that it was a little bit faster. Actually pinched my finger there. I was trying to go a little bit too fast. And then we're left with a really pretty border. I just put all these pieces in the garbage, slide my paper out, put it back with my scraps, move everything out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to move my background to the side and take my tape runner. I'm using not Creative Memories tape runner. I'm using Kokio tape runner, and I will probably be using my ATG at the same time, and also my wet adhesive, as you will see. So to start, we're going to take our border pieces, and if my glue would cooperate, run some glue along the back. There you go. And then take this piece and line it up at the halfway mark. So I suggest you use a grid mat, and I can see my paper sizing is a little bit different here. I suggest you use a grid mat so you can line it up, and then take the next piece and glue it down directly underneath it. So I can see this is my center line here because my piece is 2 inches. So I'm lining it up with that center line, and I'm going to make sure that I line these up to this edge in case this one is also short. It's not. Isn't that strange? That's very odd. They're 2 different lengths even though they're from the exact same paper. Who knows? And then you take your 1-inch strip, and it's going to go across the middle. Yeah. I'm just going to keep using my wet adhesive because it's right here. And quite honestly, it's easy. Especially with like little scallops like this. The wet adhesive comes in handy. Again, I'm going to line it up from the same edge over here, just so I only have to cut off, trim one end, although this paper lined up nicely. So that's one. I'm just putting a tiny bit of adhesive on the back of my border just to make sure that it stays in place on my work surface. Then again, take the punched piece. I wonder if one of these ones will have a shorter piece too, like the other one. And line it up with that center grid line. Make sure it's, the scallops are kind of hitting like where that line would be if it continued across the piece. Now take the other punched piece. Oh, I should have brought my Disney one. I used, for one I made yesterday, I decided to try using my Mickey border punch that I have. It's a EK6S, and it punches Mickey heads along a border. It worked okay. Like the Mickey head part worked okay, but the piece, like this 1-inch piece, didn't work so well. So I'm going to have to, oh, I put that down wrong, experiment with what works well if I want to use that. If you do drop wet glue on your project, just before it dries, just lightly wipe it with your hand and it's usually fine. Okay, so now let's put our layout together. So I have a piece of 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to put it this way because to me the pattern, I don't know how much you'll be able to see the pattern there. The pattern kind of looks like it's going this way as opposed to this way, so pop that on there. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong picture. All right. Oh, you know what? These are going to be vertical ones. That's funny. I wasn't thinking about that until I just grabbed my photos. And then I was like, oh wait. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of lay this out a little bit just to see what my spacing is like and see if I like it or if I want to just shift things over a teeny bit, which I think I do. So it's kind of even on both sides. Now, what I found to be helpful was I put my photos down first in the right general area. I mean, if you're a tiny little bit off, chances are nobody's going to notice. Okay, and then this photo, actually I usually put my photos on differently than this, but that's okay. Oh, I meant to fix that border. I might just leave it. Then the bottom photo, and yeah. My photos are a little bit shorter than my paper, so when I'm finished I will go back and trim off so it's straight. So I'm going to make sure this is the one where the green didn't quite line up, so I'm going to make sure that that's on this edge going where I'm going to trim off so that I get that part trimmed off. Okay. If you want to do this with a ruler or anything, you are more than welcome to do so. I'm going to fix this one in a second actually, because my border pieces are a little bit longer than this paper. So I'm going to have to trim some off anyway. So I'm going to line it up with the top edge. So then it trims off the bottom, if that makes sense. Okay. Just going to make sure that this is my straight blade that's in here. And yes, it is the straight blade. Because so many times I've heard of people saying like, I didn't take my straight blade out. So I'm just going to try and eyeball it here. Again, if you want to do it so that you're measuring it more carefully or something, you can do that. I just eyeballed and I feel like it worked. Okay, it's not, actually it's pretty good. I take it back. I was going to say it's not perfect, but it is pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive here where it's pulling up. And here. I didn't put enough adhesive down there. Oh. Look, I have to repair it all over now. When I do repairs like this, I generally just grab my wet adhesive because it has the fine tip on it and it's easy to just dot some under the edges where you want it. So now we embellish. So part of the border is actually putting another border down the middle, but I didn't want to choose a border until I had the photos down, because what I was thinking in my head is maybe there's a color or something in the photo that I want to accentuate with the border strip down here. And to be honest, I'm not really sure. I know I don't want it to be orange. I have a bunch of these Totally Tonal border strips here, and that's what I'm using because I don't know that I have the papers that matches this, or the stickers that match this. I might, but I don't know. So I was thinking about maybe just doing black. Let's see. It's a little bit too dark. There's like a leafy gray one that might be interesting. Here, there's a leaf print. Now my borders are all gonna pop up. There's this leaf print, which is interesting because of, sorry, my dogs are barking. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down. It's a nice little tie to the scenery, and it's not super overwhelming, but it's enough of a thematic link that it will pull everything together a little bit. That's nothing too crazy. Okay, so now that that's done, I pulled out some stickers in some nice pastel colors. I say pastel, you may say pastel, same word. So I was thinking about this one that says, "You make my heart flutter," if I can peel it off. Because what we're going to do with this layout is have kind of like a title element up here on this part of the border and a little bit of embellishment down here. I'm not going to worry about writing on this page because I know that in my album there are going to be a lot of pages of photos taken from our room, which we stayed at Animal Kingdom and we had a Savannah View room. So I know that that's going to be okay. I am, however, going to see if I have something here in my drawer. I just threw my keyboard on the floor. Yeah. So I have this powder tool from EK Success, and I am just going to sprinkle powder on the back of the sticker. And just so it takes some of the stick off of it. So I can, here are the instructions here. If you want to have a, oh, sorry. Oh, there's too much stuff on my desk. There's really not anything on my desk. The instructions, if you want to read the measurements there. I'm going to take some foam tape. I've been tearing my foam tape because even though my scissors are non-stick, my foam tape is sticking to it. It's a bit too long. That's what I thought. So, and I have these Tim Holtz scissors, so they're not even like cheap non-stick scissors. They're good non-stick scissors, but I do, however, want pretty precise pieces for here, so I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to leave the other two foam tape backings on there because I might want to tuck things under the edges of this. So I'm going to place it so that it's overlapping a little bit on the photo, just so, you know, it has a little bit of shape in the photo there. Now my photo, there's nothing here, it's just trees and fence line. But obviously if your photo had something there, don't do that. You know, move it over this way instead. I just like the contrast between this green better than this and the blue because it's a higher contrast. So now I need something small for down here, and I was hoping that I would have something circular. I don't from this sheet, but I do from another sticker set. So I have this one that says Smile. And it's a little bit different color, but it's still really like pastel and sweet. So I'm going to use it. Ugh. This foam tape is so sticky. So sticky. It means it sticks really well. So for this one, I think I will actually bring it over the border this way, I think. Oops. Because I do have some animals here. So I'm conscious of the fact that if I put it here, it's kind of encroaching on them. So I think I'm going to bring it over this direction instead. Just ever so slightly off the edge. It's not off much. And then because I have this like peachy pink color, I'm going to grab one of these. And I think my only option is this one that says Love This Day. And I think I'm just going to cut it down to Love This, because this happened over the course of several days when we were at Disney. So it does not feel right to have it say Love This Day. And now my plan was to tuck it under the edge, but I've trimmed off the edge of it so much that I'm having to be careful to get it in there without covering the words. So just a little bit there. And since there's butterflies here, first let's see if there's butterflies left on here. There are not. Okay, so there's purple in this, so I think I'm going to bring some of that purpley blue watercolor down here. And I'm going to put my happy place because I really like this. My power just flickered, so I was hoping that it was going out. Now this one I'm going to place here with the knowledge that I'm going to stick something over that edge there to cover it up so that you don't see this corner of the sticker. And what I would like is a flower, but I've used a lot of these flowers and I am conscious of that fact. So I am going to bring some of this, oh, you know, that might actually, yeah, it's too red. It's too much of a red purple to bring up there. So let's look at this other sticker sheet I grabbed. These are significantly larger. I was thinking about bringing a butterfly down here. I am aware of the fact that it's quite a bit bigger than the butterflies at the top, but I think it'll be okay. I kind of just want something really small here, like this word shine. Just something really small to kind of balance out this shape so it's not just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just want something really tiny here, just so you kind of have like a Z shape on this cluster more than anything else. I should have taken the stick off this because it's getting stuck to the background. Oh, actually, I've changed my mind. Hopefully I can fill this up. Yes. Okay. I just realized that the other half of the sticker sheet has the white and silver like this. So I'm going to bring a small word down there to match it. There's one that says lovely, so I'll use it instead. And I am actually tucking it under the edge of the paper, not just under the sticker. So there's a little bit different variation in where the layers are touching. So now for the top, I think I'm hesitant to add too much more to the top because I am aware of the fact that if I add anything, it would have to most likely go over here, and I don't want to take up too much more of this space because there is a giraffe here. And I don't want to cover him up. So I'm going to use this little heart, maybe here, and I'll have to use this one. I was hoping for a different color, but there are no other colors left. This little heart up here, actually, maybe that's what I bring over here, because you'll see it between the butterflies there. It'll work. And that's everything I'm going to put on this layout. I have thrown stuff everywhere in my scrapbook room. So, some notes. If you have more journaling, some ideas, change one of these photos to a journaling spot. That one's easy. You could, instead of doing a cluster, you could put like a label or a block of paper here to write on. That's easy. If you don't have this border punch, I'm pretty sure if you did the same thing with just a regular scalloped border punch, it would work. This is old. It's by Stampin' Up. And this scallop looks to be very close in size with this scallop, so it would look very similar. You would just have to cut the right, like, 2 pieces to frame it like it's done here. If you don't have a deckled edge trimmer, like a trimmer blade that can do the deckled edge, you could cut it with scissors. If you have any of those decorative edge scissors still, you could just leave it straight. That would definitely work too. This edge is so slightly, like, it's such, actually it didn't even cut all the way here now that I'm looking at it. I don't even have a deckled edge on right here on this end, but that's fine. It would have been great if it was over there because it would be covered up, but that's okay. Let's see if I can peel this up. I know it's going to tear the paper, but I'm just going to sprinkle some of this powder here because it's getting stuck on the page, and I know when I put it in my album there will be even more pressure sticking it to the page. So let's just place this back on here. I just put a little bit of wet glue on the foam. That's fine. You could just leave it straight. You can see here that it would look fine if it were just a straight edge. I don't know that a different border punch would really work unless you had one that was a very, very small border punch, and I don't think I have any that I could show you as a demonstration even. Let me see. What other? If you had this border punch, it would work too. This border punch from the same Creative Memories, it would work too because it cuts both sides like that other one, like this one. So you would only see the top triangles in it. That would definitely be an option for there. But for this one, you want something that's very, very slight. Let me bring this up to the camera so you can see it a bit easier. So this edge here is very, very minorly cut. So you don't want anything that's too deep in its cutting, if that makes sense. Like this is, you can see the different scales. So we have like the big scallop and then the smaller deckled detail. So just be aware of that if you are looking for something else to replace that with. But other than that, it's a really fast layout to make. It's super easy. I will put the ingredients and I guess the recipe down below in the description box, and I think I will show you maybe in an upcoming video some variations on this same border idea. So stay tuned for that, and thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this different style of scrapbooking video from me, something that's not edited heavily. I'm going to edit it a bit. Probably the beginning I will edit out because I dropped everything on the floor. So yeah, I'll see what I can do. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.